So today I have taken one example basically for display program. So here what we are going to do is to read 2-digit decimal number using the keyboard, and we will check whether the number is present in the array or not. Yes. So my purpose here is to show you how basically we are going for reading the data from the keyboard and display. Okay. So first of all, I will take the model type dot model small, and as we are going to use a subroutine, I am taking stack. Then I am going for data declaration. So under data declaration, basically, as I have to compare the entered data is present in a set of data or not, I am first declaring an array of data. So the name I have given it as array. The type I am declaring it to be data byte, and I have taken a set of byte of data. Yes. Next, I am going to generate the length of this particular array. So it completely depends on the user. They can define any length of data, array of data. Yes. Next, what we are going to do is I have multiple messages to be displayed. So first message will be enter 2-digit number. Then second message would be the number is present. Third message could be the number is not present. As we have multiple messages to be displayed, so this display can be done either using a subroutine or you have to write it repeatedly. So to reduce that repetition in the program, we basically go for subroutine. So after data declaration, we will go for the code. So we are starting with dot code, start, initialization of your data segment and extra segment, move AX at the rate of data. So wherever you have stored data, that particular address or your segment address will be initialized for data segment as well as extra segment in this case. Then I am loading the length of array of data onto the CX register. And now I'm going for displaying my first message. So the first message which we are displaying is enter the 2-digit number. So I am loading the effective address of message 1 on DX register, because here I am going to use interrupt for display operation. So basically, to understand, your INT21 can be used for display, or can be used for input from the keyboard and for the display purpose. So if at all I want to input a character from the keyboard, we load your 01 into AL INT21, output a character 02 onto AL INT21, output a string 09 onto AL and INT21, out input a string 0A onto AL INT21. Yes, as here I am trying to display a string, so I will load 09 onto AH and INT21. So it basically will display the message 1. It basically displays a string, and a string, the starting address of the string is being loaded onto DX register. Yes. Then I am going for inputting the first data. So now this here, as we have to input 2-digit number, the input of the data from the keyboard I have taken as subroutine. So I'm writing call readback. Later on stage I will explain you what I have done in readback. Then after getting the first digit of data, let us assume you have, or I'll go to what we are doing in this particular step. Let me show you. So basically, when I'm writing read back, what we are doing, I'm writing a subroutine. I'm calling a subroutine with the name readback. What I have done here in the readback, so first of all I am declaring the type procedure near. Then as I have to take a character input digit by digit, so I'm inputting a character. As I explained earlier, to input a character you need to load 01 onto AH INT21. So I'm writing move AH comma 01 INT21. Now whatever you have entered, let I have entered 5. So when I am entering 5 in the memory, its ASCII code will be stored. So for 5, 35H will be stored. Yes. So instead of 5, when you are writing, if I am writing 5, if you are entering through keyboard a digit 5, then in the memory location, whatever stored in AL will be, whatever you are storing will be stored in AL register. AL will contain the ASCII equivalent of this particular digit. So it will contain 35. Yes. If you are entering as 0A, because here I can enter any hexadecimal digit, so I am considering my hexadecimal digit is 0 through 9 and A through F. So if I am entering 0A, then AL will contain the ASCII equivalent of capital A, which is let 41. Yes. So when you are writing, entering a value using the keyboard, AL contains its ASCII value. Now, but I don't need a ASCII value. For comparison, I need the actual digit. If I have entered 5, it should be 5. Yes. So what we are doing here, I have to convert this ASCII value to hexadecimal value back. So we are going for conversion. Yes. So I will compare the content of AL with 3A. If it is greater than, if it is not 0 through 9, if it is not a digit, if it is digit 3 to 9, it will be stored as 30 to 39. I will subtract 30. If it is stored, the entered value is a alphabet A to F, then I have to subtract 37 from it to convert it to equivalent value. Yes. So I'm comparing whether the content of AL is greater than 3A or less than 3A. If it is less than 3A, it is a digit between 0 through 9. If it is greater than 3A, then it may be a alphabet. So I'm comparing AL with 3A. Now, if AL is less than 3A, that means for subtraction, compare instruction subtracts the content of AL minus 3A. So my subtraction, if AL is less than 3A, it will require a carry. So my carry flag will be set. Yes. So here I am writing if AL is less than 3A, jump on carry to subtract 30. That means AL contains a digit. Subtract 30 from it. If not, that means you have entered 0A, 0B or something, then I have to, if jump on carry this condition is not satisfied, that means my carry flag is not set while comparison, then I will subtract 7 and then I will subtract 30. That means actually I am subtracting 37 as explained. Yes, to convert the value of AL into its hexadecimal value. Either I will subtract 30 if it is a digit, or I will subtract 37 if it is alphabet A, B, C, D to F to convert it into equivalent hexadecimal value. Yes. So this is what I do during readback. So now AL contains, if I have entered 5, so 35 will be stored. 35 is less than 3A. So carry flag will be set and I will go for jump on carry to subtract 30, sub 30. Sub 30, what it does? It subtracts the content of AL and 30. So 35 minus 30, I will be left with 505 in AL. So now this procedure I have converted. If I have entered 5, so in memory in AL also I have 35. Yes. So now my AL contains 505. Now the first digit which we have entered should be at MSB position. So now this 05, I have to bring 5 into MSB position. So for that, what we are doing is we are rotating the content of AL by 4 times. Yes. So 05 will become 50. Here basically we are going for nibble swapping. After that, whatever 50, I am storing it in another register BL before taking the second input. Yes. In second input also, whatever you are taking, you have to convert it into its hexadecimal value. Yes. Again, I am now call read back. So I am going for taking the second digit. Now let us assume I want to enter 54. So 5 I entered first, 35 was stored. I converted 35 into 05. Then I have rotated it and converted it into 50. So 50 is at present stored in BL. Now I am entering the second digit. Yes. So again I am entering the second digit. Let us assume I entered from the keyboard as 4, and then that 4 in the memory will be stored as 34. I am going to convert it into hexadecimal value. After conversion, AL will contain 04 in it. Yes. So AL contains 04 in it. How I will convert? Now I want to get the data 54. So we are going to add the content of BL, which is 50, with the content of AL, which is 04, and the result will be stored in AL register. Yes. So AL now contains 54 in it, which I wanted to input. After input, after completion of this 2-digit input, I am going for comparing it whether it is present in the array or not. If it is present, your message should be displayed that it's present. If not present, then the third message should be displayed. So for display purpose, I am loading the effective address of message 2 onto DX register. I am loading the array, starting index of the array onto DI register, load effective address of array onto DI register. Then I will start my comparison. So to start the comparison, here I am going to use the string instruction. So for auto increment, I have used CLD, clear the direction flag. Then I am going to compare, or here I have written repeat if not equal, scan SB. So for basically you all know that what scan SB does. It will compare the content of AL with the memory at ES comma DI. So whatever you have in the memory location of extra segment ESDI will be compared with the content of AL. Now my AL contain 54. Yes. So it will be scanned, or it will be compared with the every time the byte of data present in DI. And I will continue this comparison or scanning as long as they are not equal. Repeat not equal. Yes. Once when they become equal, if they become equal, if I find 4 in the array, then we will have to go and display message 2. If not, then I have to display message 3. Yes. So jump on equal to go, jump on equal to go. If equal condition happens, then I'm going to jump. Else I will load the effective address of message 3 onto DX, and I will go for display. Either I am jump on equal to go, either you are going to display the, if equality happens, then I will go to go and I will display the string. This is move 0 AH comma 09 INT 21 will display the string. So here what DX contains if equality happens? DX contain the effective address of message 2. If equality doesn't happen, then dx will contain the effective address of message 3, starting address of message 3. Yes, and that will be displayed. So either message 2 is displayed on if equality happens, or message 3 will be displayed. Then we are going to stop the program, exit from the program, for which we are using move ah comma 4c int 21. This is your readback which I have already explained. Thank you very much.